What's up, NIPA fam? Today's the day. Today we're gonna do a chore that I've been putting off for quite some time. So here we go. That's right. This bad boy's getting cleaned out. Need the room, and it's time for Garden 2025. So the plan is get all the garbage out, sweep it out, prepare my bucket system for peppers, because I think I'm gonna do my peppers in here. They're used to the hot weather. I can monitor the water, a lot of good stuff there, and I can start them now and I don't have to worry about them freezing. The seeds should pop up when we are hitting warmer temperatures. So that's my plan, and I'm hoping that it works. So let's get busy. Oh my goodness, I am so sore from yesterday. I did not want to move today. Digging up all of those Jerusalem artichokes, and we weighed them yesterday, and it was damn near close to 30 pounds of tubers that I pulled out of my little yard of Jerusalem artichokes. That's insane. 30 pounds. It's crazy. But I have more to go. I have more to go. And it's got to happen before the end of March, because if it doesn't, they're going to start sprouting and taking over the garden, because tubers have gone to places tubers aren't supposed to go. So there's that. It's my fault. I didn't want to dig them up, and I didn't want to try to cook with them, but I did, and I did. And now we know they're delicious. We know they're worth growing. So, you know, let's get busy. First things first, let's get the garbage out of here, because my goodness, listen, when it comes to the end of the season, I don't care what goes in here. I really honestly don't. I'll be honest. I'm tired. I'm sore. I don't want to move anymore. I have more things to do inside than I do have out here. And I save like the cleaning out of my garden beds and the cleaning out of everything else around outside until spring, because that's when the bugs who have laid all of their eggs on all of my plants are going to come out, and I don't want to get rid of any beneficial bugs that I collected during the summertime. You know what I'm saying? So it's just easier to do it in the springtime than it is to do it in the fall. You know, they tell you let the leaves lay, let them lay, because there are things that needed those leaves, laid their eggs on those leaves, and when you get rid of them, you're getting rid of those. So, and then there goes all the beneficial bugs that collected around your home and your garden space that you just got rid of. So no further ado, let's collect some garbage. I have plenty. There's so much. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. These bugs these buckets are really old. You can tell by the bottoms. They've been 5 years now. I think about 5 years old now. So it is definitely time for new ones and new soil. So I will be getting rid of these, but not in like a trash can. I will just set them out to my garbage. I am super happy to see that my bird bath survived. It survived. I'm so happy. I just need to find a place to put it so I have room. Don't break. You stay there. Okay. surprised nothing made a home out of this. Last year I had mice. They were surviving in here, but this year no mice, so I'm wondering what happened to them. I worry sometimes of what happened to them because it might be something I need to pay attention to later, like a snake or something. Like that scares me because I know the snakes will come and they'll come after the rodents, so I always worry about snakes coming and living underneath my platform. Oh, just thinking about that right now. Oh my goodness. Please no. I don't know how I'm going to squish this. Oh well, we'll put this up here for now. And my plant tone. These were containers that I used last year for seeds. I got an upgrade this year, so I'm not using leftover food containers. That was fun. Okay, so I have this big bucket of garbage as well. Like I said, garbage is everywhere. Oh, I didn't worry about spiders. Good enough. Put you back where you belong so I can collect my garbage. I'm pretty sure that this is dead. It doesn't work anymore. I used it all last summer. Absolutely loved having a water fountain in my bird bath. I probably will buy another one, just not from this company because it just, the glue dissolved. Yeah, it was poorly put together. I really didn't care for it. This oxidized, definitely not, wasn't worth the money I spent for it. It lasted one season. I'm looking for something that will last more than one season. Oh, what is on me? Okay, it's a spider web. Yeah, so this is gonna go. Gotta get a new one. Good thing TikTok's back because maybe I can score another one off of the shop just from someone different. Maybe. Who knows? Oh yeah. See, when I told you guys I had a lot of glass, I have a lot of colored glass around my property. And we have a lot of pots that are all over the place that I really don't want to be all over the place. Would love to have something nice here, but I would have to get rid of half of this stuff, which might not be a bad idea to have something nice in this area. But I can at least now squish the box. There we go. The box. She is squished. Ah! Don't fall. Well, that's not going to work. Maybe if I move you just a little bit. Hey, that worked. Cool. Awesome. We are well on our way to having more room. Oh, I didn't know those were there. leftover garbage. So these are these. I have Velcro on the back of my phone, and I put Velcro wherever I want to just put my phone so I have a good angle and everybody can see me. After time, the sun bakes them off and I just have to replace them. It's cheap, it's easy, and I have yet to spend money on a tripod. Or maybe I should. I don't even have one of those fancy little microphones. Maybe I should, but I don't. I don't think I really want one though, because like, I'm roughing it here, even though it's, you know, it's a house. This is my house, but you know, we are roughing it here. Doing our best, you know, financially. So this garden helps cut my food bill in half because I'm a pescatarian, or pescatarian. I forget how they say that, but I don't eat meat, and vegetables are a huge part of my diet because I have MS. This tattoo says multiple sclerosis, and that's what you see in half my photos or film or anything, is you always catch my MS tag, so that people know if something happens to me and they're looking for anything that says, you know, what's wrong with me or anything like that, and they can't find my phone, it's already tattooed on me. It's there. And they will know, this person has multiple sclerosis, we need to do this, 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 and this, you know? That's a big deal. I don't know what this plant is. I really honestly don't, but it literally took over my entire greenhouse last year. It did great. It was the one thing that survived. I don't even know. Oh, this is crazy. To do with you. Oh no! See, now we're falling apart. No! I lost two. Oh, I hit that lemon bomb. I can smell the lemon. You can smell the lemon in the air. Uh-oh. These hoops are for light grade, what do you want to call them? Bug nets, so that they don't eat all my bugs. Problem is they're not big enough. If I was just going to do like broccoli, it would probably work. But honestly, they didn't work last year as much as I thought that they would have. But my broccoli got really big, so I'm hoping this year I can build a freestanding structure with bug netting for my brassicas so that I don't lose them. But now I also have to factor in tornadoes, because I never know when we're going to get a freak windstorm that's literally going to rip my garden apart, and then I'm going to have to start from square one again. And that's happened to me more than once last year, which really sucks. Because honestly, here in Pennsylvania, we've never really had to deal with that. You've had the occasional tornado once in a blue moon like 20 years ago, but nothing drastic like this. We're in March and we've already had an F1 tornado hit, according to State College. So there's that. Oh my goodness, where are you growing from? It's like everywhere. Oh, it's right here. Duh. Where did I do with my Gloves. I had gloves. They were... Really? I know I brought... Okay, there they are. I knew I had them. They're still crusty. Hold on, hold on. Maybe it'll do it. That's from yesterday. That's from yesterday. That's because I was picking Jerusalem artichokes. I was digging for roots or for tubers the greater portion of yesterday. I spent like 4 hours out here yesterday picking tubers. Digging tubers. Now we're gonna try to knock some of that off because, yeah, no, it gets dusty in here quick. I can open one of these flaps, but honestly, it's really windy outside. I can hear my neighbor's wind chimes, and they're that way, like, across the creek and everything. Okay, well. Oh my goodness. We'll be okay. Maybe I will. Please don't blow away. There we go. I opened one of the flaps. I'm gonna get down here. This stuff's literally creeping in from like the outside. I think this is like creeping something. I don't know. It has little blue flowers on it. I forgot to look it up. But it's literally all through my yard, and I can't get rid of it to save my life. I've tried so hard to get rid of it. It just does not work. Woo! See what I mean? Wind is bad. Maybe I should have opened that. Ooh. Yeah, that was definitely it, not me. I don't know if y'all can see me down here, but I'll be brief. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, let's take the dusty ones off. They are very dusty. Ooh, hitchhiker. It is still really warm, which is nice because the temperature is going to drop, unfortunately. And I'm not happy about it, but I am kind of happy about it because I'm not ready for 80-degree temperatures in April. I'm really not. I remember when I had my first son, I was pregnant during April, and it was so hot that I literally thought I was going to melt. I hated being pregnant in the summertime. It was the worst. And I was working full-time at the same time in a factory standing next to an oven that was at 400 and some odd degrees because I was melting plastic around other stuff. And it was just, no. And I was 9 months pregnant doing that until I was finally allowed by my doctor to stop working. That's crazy that women literally have to get notes saying that they can stop working before they have their children because they are literally done at that point. Any pregnant woman out there can agree, like 9 months pregnant, I was done. Plus also, I had MS and I didn't know I had MS at the time. So I was completely done. He wasn't born until October, so yeah, no. I died that summer. It was horrible. But I have him now and he's wonderful. Oh, I did 2 awesome things in my life, and that was to have my children. And I have no regrets. None. None whatsoever. Never ever. Oh my goodness, guys, I think we have a spot. There's a blank spot. Now, my greenhouse is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 pallets. And then I have a flat piece of wood going across on both sides. But then it is open for drainage because I planned on being able to plant things in here and water. And the one thing I did not want to do was have the water go all over the greenhouse and then not have a way to escape. And this particular greenhouse has to sit on top of pallets, and then I have a rock buildup, like a rock platform, and then the pallets on top of it, because I always worry about flooding. Where we lived the last time, if it wasn't for the pallets underneath my greenhouse, underneath this greenhouse, it would have sunk a long time ago, and I would have had to deal with that. But this sitting on top of a rock bed and then on top of pallets, I have not had to worry about dealing with any of that, which has been nice, and I really do like that. I like not having to worry about that. But it doesn't give me a whole lot of room, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't have a whole lot of room on either side. I have a walkway, and then on top of that, I have a truck mat on that, so it's rubber, so that the weather can't get in here and ruin the wood. But, you know, there was thought behind this. I did have an idea when I was doing this. When I first found out that we were going to have to get rid of the truck because it was in an accident, I was like, I want the mat in the back. I had an uncle one time actually use one of the mats for on his porch, and it, like, the porch was perfect that when he lifted it up, and not a spot of any moisture got to it, and I was like, yep, that's what I need. So I stole his idea, but it works. I mean, it does, it works. This was getting wet at the door, and it was starting to bow. The piece of wood that runs in the middle to keep all of it locked together, it was starting to bow, and when I put the mat down, that stopped the water from getting to it, so it stopped bowing and it stopped popping up. So I was happy with it. Alrighty, here we go. That's a lot. Okay. So far we got all of that. I have these awesome wine jugs. I think I have a friend who gave these to me. I have these awesome wine jugs that I use in the garden, just like an Oya. I just pop that sucker in the top and it'll take the water out as it wants to. 9 times out of 10, dirt will get stuck inside here, so it acts as its own plug. So I don't even have to put a plug in here. I just have to, and you're good to go for however long it takes for the water to drain out. So these work great for Oyas if you can't get a hold of any pottery, you know what I'm saying? I have a hard time buying pottery because it's expensive and it breaks. And if you come by something free, then it was meant to be. Free is meant to be, my friends. Free is meant to be. Okay. So I have 3 of these that I'm going to put over here that I probably will be using as oyas in here for the pepper plants. Woo. Okay, so you guys are here. Put that there. Put that there. So you're not sticking out. There we go. Good there. All right, what else can I move? Because this is looking a lot better already. I'm debating. I'm not sure if I want to do that though. I'm debating on if I want to move this way so I have more room, like my shelf over here. Tell me in the comments if I should move it or not. This I know I can't move. This has to stay because it's got to stay where it could be drained. And honestly, I want it to be on the side of where it doesn't get as much sun. This gets hit with sun first versus this side, because then that stops it from getting too hot in here. With the door open and with the vents open, the sun doesn't hit here too much, but it definitely, like, it will get hot in here. And that's okay though, because honestly, if that, I can take the pepper plants out at that point and put them in the front garden. They will get tons of light. They will get tons of sun. It will be hot. They like the heat, not me. I'm a shrieking violet. I don't want none of the heat. Last year, I put one of my tie-dyes up as a canopy because I was trying to grow peas and cucumbers, and this was not the place to do it. I learned 100%. This area right here is not the place to do cucumbers and peas. They will surely die if I keep using this system here. So green beans, yes, I think I can get away with green beans in the front so that I can, you know, continue watering that way. But honestly, I have to do the peas and the cucumbers elsewhere because this is full-fledged sun. My sun tracks this way. It starts over there behind that mountain, and then it come across over this way, and by about 4 o'clock, 4:40, over here, it ducks behind the tall pine trees that I have, and then I have no more sun. And then I'm in a dead zone for sun. And you can literally see the bubble of everywhere the sun is, but this mountainside. That's okay though, because by that time, it has been so hot and so aggravating that you want the sun to go away. And I'm fine with that. Like, you can go away. My plants have taken in enough sun. We're good. That's when I start watering. That's when I start getting my garden the water and the nutrients that it needs, because it's got whooped by the sun. I think I can just sweep this. Yeah, I'm going to sweep this over here and put it down a hole. I have glass everywhere. Oh, you think I would learn my lesson that glass breaks and just stop playing with glass, but I have not learned my lesson yet. It has not happened. Eventually it'll happen. Alright, so trash can go there. Here's more garbage. Where's that? Okay, so I'm at the point where I think I can start working on this bucket. Since we're getting rid of this bucket from Ace, I am replacing it with this bucket from my local bakery. And it was free. So I'm going to put some drain holes down in the bottom. It's already been cleaned out. They don't give them to you clean. They're taking them straight from their garbage. And you have to clean out the sticky stuff. I'm fine with that. I'll clean the sticky stuff out. No problems. I just want the bucket. Alright. Make sure you got yourself a big drill. I don't even know if this is meant for this, but I make it work. My husband likes to tell me they're not meant for this, and I like to tell him it still works. So there's that. All right, here we go. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm gonna put a couple of holes. There's one. There's two. Oh. There's three. There's four. Make sure that's tight. And I'm going to put a number 5 right in the middle. Alright. That should be enough. Should I do another one? I feel like there should be one right here. So there we go. We have our holes. They go straight through. And 1 minute. As you can see, it fits in the hole. Looky there. And it has a bottom resting. So there's a place for it to rest on. And that doesn't even touch. It doesn't even touch it. This way, if it breaks, it will have something to catch it. Normally, I'd like to have it actually sit flush on the bar, but it doesn't. And that's quite okay because I'm going to be sticking stuff in like I do here. Like, we stuck old cans in this one. Aww. Oh, that's supposed to go in my garden. I love these. I used to live in a trailer and I love building my own little trailer court. I do. I lived in a trailer court for 10 years before we finally were able to save up money and buy a house. And to be honest with you, this was the time because storms are getting worse and worse. And I've literally seen trailer courts in Benton blown apart, like trailers just tumbled over, flipped over, gone. Some scary things, like those poor people. It was crazy. So getting out of the trailer courts was a good idea, and having something solid to blow apart was way better, because I don't know about yous, but I think I would fare a little more in a house than a trailer court at this point in time. I'm not knocking them at all. Like I said, 10 years I lived in one. Loved it, had a great community, but these storms, not worth it. Okay. Get you back in your hole. Go back to your garbage hole. You're in your hole. No. Okay. For some reason you don't want to. Okay. Ah! Gonna do it anyways. Oh. I have stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I believe this is garbage too. I don't. Well. No. Yeah. I'm going to throw it away. Just let it go, Jen. Let it go. But now that you have it stuck in your head. Kidding. Unless you really do. And then again, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Since this is empty up here now and the garbage is pretty much cleaned out, this gives me plenty of room to put... There we go. Gives me plenty of room to put back my bird bath. I have new bird baths coming. Wait till you see. Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh. There we go. So my bird bath is there. So I don't have to worry about that. I can move this big box of glass that we collected the other day. Oh my. Put that there. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold. So, if you made it from this bar and you're a true NEPA fan and you actually live in the state, let me ask you a question. I saw that it was brought up the other day in conversation. People were talking about the sirens in Pennsylvania, and they were like, well, how did they get tornado warning sirens if they're not used to having tornadoes? And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not used to having tornadoes. If you live here, you remember that sirens would go off county to county, like area to area, to alert the volunteer firemen that there was a fire happening and they needed to check in. One would go off in Berwick, another one would go off in Bloomsburg, another one would go off towards and you would just hear them, woo! And this person was like, well, I grew up here my whole life and I never heard the sirens. And I'm like, but you're from here? Like, you're from here. Like, you grew up here your whole life. How old are you? Because they stopped using the sirens, I think, in the early 2000s. Like, and I've lived here since the 80s. So, like, I've been here since, like, the 80s. And, yeah. So, my mom remembers them when she was growing up, like, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. The sirens would go off to alert all of the local volunteer, firefighters, all of the people that needed to come together to put whatever out or whatever emergency was happening. Like, on top of that, Pennsylvania has a ton of power plants. Like, I live literally like a mile away from a nuclear power plant. And then that power plant's a mile away from a steam power plant. And then, so we've always had sirens. Like, I've never, not heard of anybody who's actually grown up in the States not knowing that we have fire whistles that go off, through the whole county. And they stopped using them. But honestly, now they're going to have to start using them for a whole other purpose. And it's going to have to be for these dang, tornadoes, all this bad weather that we've been having. That's, I guess, a good thing. They do use them also, as an emergency in case something happens at any of the power plants, but they used to go off all the time, and we would have emergency alert systems going off all the time, and we would have, all of that stuff going across our television screens, and they would have all the check-ins and everything. Who remembers that? If you lived in Pennsylvania almost your whole life and you've been here since the 80s, 70s, 80s, do you remember the fire whistles, the alarms that would go off? Because I was shocked that people were arguing in the comments that they don't remember the whistles. They were loud. You could hear them off the hillsides, county to county. You could hear them. Borough to borough, they were going off. And I was arguing with the one lady, I don't feel like arguing, I don't want to argue with them, but I question if you're really from here if you don't remember the alarms. Are you in another dimension? Is there a different timeline where Pennsylvania didn't have those alarms? But honestly, since power plants have been going up, I'm pretty sure those alarms have been a fail-safety, just in case something happens, those alarms go off, but they were like, no, that's not true. I'm like, what? Wait, no, what? How do you not remember the alarms? I remember as a kid, just riding my bike around, those alarms would go off. If there was a fire, those alarms would go off. If we were doing practice, those alarms would go off. No, they said they've never heard them. Never heard them. And I'm like, no. I was like, then you haven't lived here your whole life. And my whole life I've lived here, baby girl. And it's I don't know about all of that. I don't know about all that. I don't know if I could actually say, I don't know. I could understand if you were younger. I don't think my sons have ever, they're Gen Z. And I don't think that they've ever heard them because my oldest was born in 2002. And that was like right around the time that they like stopped using them. So, I mean, like, or like I said, early 2000s, they stopped using them. So I don't think they've ever heard them, and they've been here their whole lives. But like, Gen X, you've heard them. Like, you a millennial, you've heard them. You a boomer, you heard them. Like, there's like 3 generations there that have all heard these alarms, and this one person was just like battening down. And I really honestly think that it was a case of, you know, you weren't old enough to hear the alarms. You may have lived here for your entire life, but that doesn't mean that you've lived here long enough that you have heard the alarms. Like, if you were born in the early 2000s, I guarantee you maybe heard them as babies or toddlers, but you didn't hear them as grade students. But you leave me a comment if you remember the alarms, like, because I remember them clear as day. Like, I still hear them in my head. It's crazy. Like, how do you not? I don't know. Like I said, probably haven't been here their entire, well, they said they were here their entire lives, but they probably are younger. They're probably way younger than I am, or anybody who was commenting, because a lot of people were like battening down the hatches on that one. They were like steadfast. Those alarms exist. They still do. And they still go off every once in a while in case of an emergency. And it's true. It is. It's true. In case of an emergency, those alarms go off. But, okay. Let's get a drink. I'm thirsty. It is warm in here still. That I like, though. It is warm. I'm going to be leaving my seeds out here because in this next week, it is going to get cold again and we might freeze again. But I'm leaving my seeds in here because I don't want to have to harden off my plants. And I have a greenhouse. And I think they'll be okay in 20-degree temperatures at night. I think they'll be okay. So I'm still going to leave the seeds in here. I have quite a few more seeds to go. I'm going to plant these for my peppers. And I think they'll be okay, like, if I just leave them here. It's not like I haven't done it before. I have done it before. Things have survived. So I'm not worried about all that. Just a heads up, like, it's March. The weather's chaotic. You're going to have your highs and you're going to have your lows. And if you have a greenhouse, it's okay to leave your seeds out here. Just keep them covered. Make sure they stay moist so that when they do germinate, they're here. I have pinto beans and stuff that I've already planted. I have spots for them already cleared. You guys worked with me on that one. You seen me go through it. You seen me rip out all of that area and work through all of that. So there is ground ready for them. I cannot put down any cardboard to keep the ground from growing anything, unfortunately. It's just gonna blow away. Even if I put rocks on top of it, it's gonna blow away. Or right now is skunk season. Believe it, March is skunk season. Skunks are starting to come out of hibernation. They're gonna start having their babies. Be wary that this is happening in Pennsylvania. If you're in my area, if you're a NEPA fan, be wary. This is skunk season. You're going to start smelling them. Your animals are going to start running into them if you're not careful, because that happened to me. 2 o'clock in the morning, my husband let the dog out and she took she off like a bat out of hell and went chasing down this skunk. And she got shot right in the face with open mouth, trying to get the skunk, unfortunately. And to a dog, that is like taking napalm straight to the face and down the throat. She was sick for a month, like, and there was nothing the vet could do. We fed her things to like help get rid of it, get it out of her system and stuff, but she stunk like a skunk for like a good month. And it doesn't matter how many times we bathed her, she still stunk. Oh my goodness. Tomato juice? Don't believe it. I have not had that work for me yet. Not one iota. Dawn soap kind of helps because it strips the oils. That does kind of help. but it takes multiple baths. And I've even gone to the store and bought the stuff to like the skunk remover smell that they sell at Tri-County or at Agway or whatever. And nada, none of it worked. She took it all. It was bad. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get back to work. This is really panning out. Like, we're doing great. It's looking good. I'm happy. Like, this is working. What am I gonna do with this hose? I gotta do something with the hose. I wonder maybe if I could put it outside yet. It might be okay to put outside. I don't think it's gonna freeze. I mean, it might freeze. I'm taking a gamble here. Well, you know what? We were getting the low temps in the 20s when I put it in here. I mean, and it did fine. So I just might take it and put it where it needs to go. I think maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'll put it where it needs to go. So let's do that. Hold on. Can you believe I have this much garbage in this tiny little space? Oh my goodness. I can't believe I had this much garbage in this tiny little space. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, Jen, what are you doing? Whew. I forgot. You're stuck to my door, so I have to wait. But meanwhile, we can move. We have a lot of pots in here. Got a lot of pots. I would love to plant all of these with plants. I would do it in a heartbeat. Plant it all with plants. All right, there we go. Because I don't want to keep fighting with you. Well, pull you up. I mean, that works. There we go. And I'm going to sweep everything out this way. And we're going to go there. I mean, I have like this whole section over here full of tools and all different kinds of stuff that I need to take care of. Hold on! We're moving. See, over here I have like all different kinds of stuff. I do not use that stuff in my ground. It goes in the bottom of pots so that I can stop dirt from escaping every single time I water. All of this has to get situated. And then over here, we have all of this that needs to be situated as well. But honestly, like, she looking good. She looking good. Not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Okay. Okay, guys, we got the hose. We're going to walk it back over to where my water hookup is, and we're just going to put it there for the time being. Eventually, I'll be able to set it up so that we have it for watering because we're going to need it. We'll just flip you. I wish I could have like some traveling music for this for you guys, but I saw one of the TikTok artists. Do you see how bad my, like, oh my goodness. They were doing music and then they got copyright infringement and then somebody wanted money for all of the videos. Yes, those are my air conditioners that need to be cleaned out for the season coming, and there we go. There's my hookups. Oh, there we go. I wish, and I'm going to put this out into the atmosphere because I never thought that there would be a pause button for my phone, but when I'm filming, before I used to have to hit the stop button all the time, and then I would have to string together all of these little clips so that I could have like a full video instead of just continuously filming like I am. Now there's a pause button. Now I wish that they would put a flip camera button so that I can flip the camera without having to stop the video. So Apple, if you're listening, please make that a function. I would greatly appreciate it. You would help creators everywhere who use your phones to film whatever they're filming. That would be a big help. Like, just nod, nod, wink, wink. Ooh, sorry. But, you know, nod, nod, wink, wink. I can't do it, but, you know what I mean. Okay, so we're going to sweep. We're going to get the garbage out of there. And I think we're done. Like, I think we're done. I almost did a full hour video on cleaning out my shed. I believe that counts for long form content because I don't have any long form content on here because it took me a long time to figure out how to do it. Okay. So, here goes the garbage. The garbage. I can get that out of here. Here we go. There we go. My bucket of tools. Oh no! No, I don't. I need you to stay. You stay. You stay. You're too pretty. I gotta clean you up. All right, there we go. And you go out here. Ah! My drill. Bye, drill. Okay. I can shut the door and put you guys back up so I can do my last little sweep through. And I think maybe we'll just fast forward through this whole thing. So, you know, put you on Timex so that you guys don't have to listen to me yammer on, because I do talk a lot. I do admit that. I do talk a lot. So, here we go. I forgot more garbage. That's okay. I'll put it out there. Okay, so I think that's it. I think she's clean. I think she's ready. Hold on. We'll do the dramatic reveal. I think that's it. I think she's clean. I think she's ready. Hold on. We'll do the dramatic reveal. Okay, so only Jennifer, only Jennifer could take this and that and give you a princess. She's beautiful. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ooh, look at there, look at there. 2025, baby, we are ready. She is cleaned out. I have places to work, places to plant, and I already got seeds started. There we go. That is awesome. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for giving me support and great ideas. Please comment down below your thoughts, anything that I could be doing. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, no, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.